Hello and welcome to North TV's presentation of the high school basketball game of the week as we get our first look at the Red Rocketeers, who come in at 0-1 on the year, taking on the 1-1 Stoughton Black Knights in Hockomock Davenport Division play. Jared Ware, Mike Kirby, Del Malloy bringing you the action. An exciting matchup for these two teams here inside the Kenneth G. Pickering Gymnasium.
Yeah, there's a lot to look forward to this year for the Red Rocketeers. A senior-laden squad, mostly seniors, a few juniors sprinkled in, and some good size. This is a big, tall North Attleborough team. Should make some headway in the Davenport division of the Hockomock League.
And the opening tip goes the way of the Red Rocketeers, and their first possession of the game going baseline and pulling up is Montague. No good, but an offensive rebound there for Peterson. Three from the outside, too strong there. That was one of the juniors, Ethan Freiberg, and the Black Knights coming down the court the other way. Baseline tightrope there by Zach Paquette. Three in the corner, comes up short there for Eddie Aldama, but he gets his own rebound, and his pass is behind the intended target, Alejandro Gonzalez. Not listed as one of the starters, but he is on the floor wearing 25.
Stoughton opens up in a zone defense, probably concerned about protecting inside against the height.
First bucket of the game there for Josh Montague. One of the senior captains for North Attleborough had a solid performance in a runaway loss against Taunton. North dropped their opening game of the year, 73-48. Good defense on the interior there as Asian Rue tried to cut his way down the side of the paint. Still scoreless for Stoughton. Freiberg in possession for North with under 6 minutes and 50 seconds left here in quarter number one. And there's Rue drawing the whistle there on Rosenberg, who is back on defense for the Red Rocketeers. His first personal, and to the line goes Rue.
Yeah, Rosenberg did what he had to do. He contested the shot, but I'd really like to see the players go straight in and instead of trying to avoid the contact. You're going to get hit one way or another. Be square to the hoop.
Jean Rue, a great athlete. Saw him earlier in the fall on the football team. Kick returner, running back, split receiver as well. Out here on the basketball court in the winter. Looking to go 2 for 2 from the free throw line.
Got a little flair to him, too. Got the fancy hairdo and fluorescent shoes.
Yeah.
Certainly expressing his personality out on the floor. He's got 2 points. We're knotted up at 2 apiece. 6 minutes, 40 seconds left here in quarter number one. Gonsalves, and his pass intercepted there by Rue. Called his name a number of times already here in the first quarter. Smartly pulls it back out to the perimeter. Stepping into the three-pointer and connecting on the three-pointer is Miles Grigalunas Powell. First three-pointer of the game for either team. First lead for the Black Knights. And they go into the full-court press. Broken by North. Gonsalves to the rim, and rebound grab there by Zach Paquette inside. Rue's open in the corner. Drives, kicks. Good ball rotation here by the Black Knights. At the rim, drawing the whistle there is Grigalunas Powell.
Yeah, you watch Rue. He's commanding the respect of everyone on North Attleborough. They're paying a lot of attention to him, and he's very unselfish. You see him dishing the ball off. He's not looking for his own shot unless it's clearly there. He's a pretty darn good teammate.
Grigalunas Powell, who knocked down the three, no good on the first. That was a personal foul there on Jacob Peterson, the 6'6" senior. His first personal. Grigalunas Powell now has 4, and it's a 4-point lead for the Black Knights, who took the win earlier in the fall on the football field, looking to come inside the North Attleborough gym and get the win here in basketball. Slow start on the offensive end of the floor for the Red Rocketeers, looking for their second basket of the game. Moving the ball around the perimeter. Under 10 on the shot clock, and believe that's going to be a whistle as Montague was trying to go baseline, and that's going to be on 25, Alejandro Gonzalez, his first personal. And there just slid his left hip and knee into the left leg of Montague. So fresh shot clock for the Red Rocketeers, and struggling to get the ball inbounded and actually turning it over are the Red Rocketeers. And it's an inbound play that didn't look well rehearsed by North Attleborough.
Well, we got to keep in mind these teams might not have had even 20 hours of practice yet. They start after Thanksgiving, and here we are, the second week in December.
Nice pass inside by Aldama to Rue. Good rip and go there by Aldama to pull a couple defenders away from Rue inside, and a quick timeout from Coach Sean Mulcairns. His team's down 8-2 early on here in the first quarter.
Although that certainly is true. These kids have been playing together pretty much since summertime. A lot of these kids were in summer league. Mass Premier Courts in Foxborough has a league, and I witnessed both these teams playing in there. So they should know at least a little bit what they're doing. And like I said, this is a veteran squad, so North Attleborough definitely a veteran squad.
Yeah, high expectations around this North Attleborough roster coming into the season, not only in the athletic department here on Wilson Woody Way, but HockomockSports.com also had them as one of the favorites to win the Davenport division. And it's still very early on in the season, only game number 2, but a 73-48 loss on the road to Taunton, certainly not the way you want to start your season.
No. But Sean Mulcairns, Coach Mulcairns, is quite confident that they're going to contest for the Davenport division this year. And some pretty good basketball in the Hockomock League.
Sure is.
2 state champions last year, Mansfield Division I boys and Foxborough Division II girls.
Yeah, not only did Mansfield win the state championship, but the runner-up in that game was Franklin, another Hockomock League representative. So basketball season went extremely well, and Franklin is bringing back a solid core. They're going to be a tough team to beat. So North inbounds down 6, 5 minutes and 20 seconds and counting in the first quarter. Only 1 bucket so far in this one for North. Peterson looking to change that no good on the scooped up and under. And another defensive rebound by Stoughton. They're not giving North many second chance opportunities. Rue with a long 3, NBA range. That's short and hit the back iron.
Over the backboard.
So this will be inbounded by North, and on the miss in the inbound, the full court press put on here by the Black Knights, looking to keep North Attleborough on the back foot. No substitutions out of that timeout for the Red Rocketeers, sticking with the same 5 on the floor. Freiberg had fake, and he ran through the defender there. That's an offensive foul on Freiberg. Good work there by Alejandro Gonzalez, shifting his feet to get in the way of the big man.
I think one of the things North has to learn to do, they got a lot of post players out there. They shouldn't be dribbling the ball too much. They need to feature more screens and passing game rather than dribble.
Yeah, on the replay, didn't look like Gonzalez's feet were set. Close call there. Gonzalez inside off the square, no good. Freiberg corrals the defensive rebound. Neither of these teams certainly lighting up the floor right now early on in the first quarter as we tick under 4.5 minutes. North patient on this end of the floor. Good shot there by Montague, too strong, and the rebound snared by Rue. Again, dominating the defensive glass right now is Stoughton. That's turned over by Rue into the arms of Gonsalves, looking to run the floor. Euro step in to finish across the paint there. First bucket of the game for Gonsalves, another one of the senior captains. Him and Montague are the 2 scorers. Paquette hands it off to Rue. Even though North started the game slowly, the lead was only 6 a moment ago for Stoughton, down to 4. Certainly still in the game, forcing the turnover. Outlet pass to Montague, finger roll, and he's got 4, and the lead down to 2, and out of the timeout now. North Attleborough playing much better here in the second half of quarter number 1. We're down to 3 minutes and 39 seconds left in the quarter, and the Red Rocketeers are on a 4-0 run.
Yeah, basketball is a game of momentum. You get it, you take advantage of it, you lose it. Stoughton calling the timeout, trying to put an end to this momentum, try to recapture a little bit of it for themselves.
But North Attleborough was going to do well. They need the help of Montague and Rosenberg in the backcourt, because those guys both penetrating and being able to hit an occasional 3-point shot, going to loosen up that defense for the big guys inside.
Montague with 4 leading the way for North Attleborough. Miles Grigalunas Powell also has 4 for Stoughton. Those are your 2 leading scorers. 1 3-pointer made so far in the game, and that was by Grigalunas Powell. who is a junior for the Black Knights, who won their opening game of the season against Archbishop Williams 66-62. Dropped the game on the road to Oliver Ames 57-39 before traveling down here to North Attleborough. So their second conference game after playing Oliver Ames, or second league game, excuse me. Get a look there at John Gallivan, the head coach for the Black Knights. So possession with Stoughton, 2-point edge, just about to tick under 3.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Paquette driving, takes it himself off the glass. It doesn't go, battling for the board, and coming down with it is one of the substitutes, Kevin Dixon. Out of play, last touch by the Red Rocketeers. Oh, and his toe might have been on the line before he threw that off of the Red Rocketeer, Matthew Seavey. George Ladd checks into the game for the Red Rocketeers. Also coming on, Obina Uguakazi. Running the show on offense is Josh Kochi for the Black Knights. Skip pass to Dixon. 6 on the shot clock. The Black Knights need to move. Kochi tries to drive past Rosenberg, turns it over. Seavey leading the charge for the Red Rocketeers. Good ball rotation, gets it to Gonsalves, and he buries the three. First triple of the game for North. And they've got their first lead of the game.
Yeah, surprisingly, Stoughton tried to slow it down on that last possession. It seems uncharacteristic for their talent.
Yeah, certainly the more athletic of the two teams. Not given many opportunities as of yet to run the floor as the way they'd like to. Jumping into the lane, Kachi's rainbow effort finds the bottom of the cylinder.
That should have been a 4-pointer.
That one going in is quite remarkable.
Yeah.
Porter lost his footing and turned it over for North. It was a tough pass for him to get down the sideline. Had to make an athletic play just to keep that in bounds. Wasn't able to keep his footing on the way down. And we've got 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Fresh shot clock for Stoughton, retaking the lead 10-9.
It's like North showing a 3-2 zone.
Dixon for three in the corner, and Dixon knocks down the tray. Second three-pointer of the game for the Black Knights. Nearly turned over there by North. Porter got his hands to it. Tried to bounce it across the paint to Ladd. Good hustle on the way back there from Dixon, who just made the three on the other end. There's the hustle getting back, knocking that out of the hands of Ladd, who would have had an easy layup there. Rosenberg heads to the bench for North. Coming on for the Red Rocketeers is Adam Falcone. And we might have a problem with the shot clock. Well, not quite sure what the issue was.
Nope.
They're going to leave the shot clock at 24. 1:47 on the clock and counting as North inbounds. The post effort hits every part of the iron, but stays out there on the block for Matthew Seavey. And the rebound grab by Uguakazi. Kachi on the elbow. Uguakazi able to keep his footing and keep his dribble as well. Very close to traveling. Again, they go to the free throw line. Uguakazi steps down, and that's going to be a 3-second violation on the Black Knights.
North Attleborough just handed a gift there.
I think it was, yep.
They get possession. Full court press is going to be on for the Black Knights. Tiptoeing down the sidelines there was Porter. Seavey on the block, off the square, and one. Senior showing his strength down there and cuts the lead down to two, and a chance to complete the three-point play and cut the lead to one.
A nice little feed there from Adam Falcone, too. Saw it. Not an easy play to see breaking in front of you, but he did a nice job on that.
Yep. Get the ball on the box, and it's a strength for North Attleborough.
No good on the free throw. Uncontested rebound there for Uguakazi. Grigalunas Powell, the leading scorer, or one of the leading scorers. Rue also has 4 in possession. Kachi lobs it inside to Monteiro. Whistle and 1. So North got the and 1 play down the other end of the floor. Stoughton comes back down and earns one of their own. Little lob entry feed there from Kachi. Good seal-out position there on the low block by Monteiro. The defender had to come through his back to try and get to the ball.
Yeah, I don't think you can fault the North defense. We've seen 2 pretty interesting shots go up by Stoughton.
And the 2 bigs trade misses on the three-point play, so neither converted. Press broken by Montague. All the way into the paint with contact. No good. Board for Monteiro. Under 40 seconds left in the quarter. Looking to run are the Black Knights. Well, that's going to be deflected out of play on that far side by Falcone.
Ref makes the call for a little help from his friends.
Yeah, there's plenty of fans up there in the stands tonight, too.
Yep.
Exasperated.
Every one of them willing to wear the stripes and carry a whistle.
They couldn't believe
the
it.
written test, everyone.
Kachi for 3 in front of those North Attleborough fans. Offensive board for Uguakazi. He puts it in off the square. 6-point lead with 15 seconds left in the quarter. North needs to be smart here down the stretch. And that's going to be an offensive on Montague. Uguakazi came across the paint and landing very heavily. There was Montague.
Yeah, that's where you get hurt.
The second charge taken by Stoughton as Montague stays down.
You know, interesting, we talk about North's inside presence, and Stoughton's last 6 points have come inside.
Yeah, right now Stoughton doing a much better job on the glass on both ends of the floor, limiting offensive rebounds for North, and we saw a moment ago they're getting a couple offensive rebounds of their own for second chance points.
Yep. There you go. He's up.
Yeah, certainly feeling the effects of that fall.
We've seen plenty of Montague in the last couple of seasons, and that's a kind of a typical play. He's willing to go all out. You talk about being afraid to draw the contact. Well, not Josh Montague.
So Stoughton, a chance to extend their 6-point lead. 9 seconds left in the quarter. Rue bursts his way up the floor, feeds it inside to Uguakazi. His up and under effort, no good. And the whistle underneath the basket is going to be on Uguakazi.
Oh. No shots, no harm, but you don't want to foul at that point on the court.
1.7 seconds left in the quarter.
Good call. Not a smart foul, though. 80 feet away from the basket.
Will North look for the quarter court heave? It's turned over. Grigalunas Powell's effort off the back iron. Almost a costly turnover there for North right at the end of the first quarter. After 8 minutes, North Attleborough trails the Black Knights 17-11 inside the Pickering Gymnasium here at North Attleborough High School. We'll be back with the second quarter on North TV in just a moment. Nearly 150 years ago, William H. Riley and his son Elmer started providing coal, straw, and other heating supplies to the people of North Attleborough. W.H. Riley and Son is still owned by the same family, but now delivers oil and propane as well as services to your heating system and air conditioner. Today, like then, you can rely on W.H. Riley for all your heating and cooling needs.
Asian's Garage, 321 North Washington Street, is proud to support quality local programming on North TV. Since 1919, Asian's trained technicians have been servicing cars, vans, light trucks, and 4x4s. Asian's is an enhanced emission safety inspection station for cars and motorcycles, and their fleet of tow trucks is ready to assist you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
6-point lead heading into quarter number 2 for the Black Knights of Stoughton. They'll start the quarter in possession. Leading scorer is Nate Gonzalez for North Attleborough. He has 5 points. Miles Grigalunas Powell and Asian Rue, both with 4 points apiece for the Black Knights. multiple scoring threats so far for the Black Knights. Only 3 scorers for North Attleborough. Montague, Gonsalves, and Matthew Seavey are your 3 scorers for the Red Rocketeers, and a travel to start the second quarter there on Paquette. Again, the press has been on all night for Stoughton. Rue right in the face of the inbounder. Gets it in almost no problem to Rosenberg. North gets it over the timeline. Peterson wants to hand it back off to Gonsalves. This 6'6" big man back on the floor for the Red Rocketeers. See if he can get his game going down on the block.
It's Stoughton in there. 1-2-2, 3-2 zone.
Gonsalves, the floater on the baseline. He's up to 7 points here in quarter number 2. Much needed bucket early on in the quarter for the Red Rocketeers. North going into a 2-3 zone here. Second possession of the quarter. Looking to take away the interior game of the Black Knights. Coach Mulcairn's directing traffic down in the corner.
Yep.
Uguakazi bounces into the paint, goes up and draws the whistle on Peterson.
Let's see if he's up straight. Doesn't extend that arm out. I don't think he was vertical.
No.
Yeah. Little bit of contact on the way up. So Uguakazi at the line, and it has not been a great free throw shooting night for either of these teams.
Still early.
Left a lot of points on the floor in the first quarter.
As Del was saying, basketball's a game of momentum, and all of a sudden you can catch fire, and points will just flow onto the board.
And a lane violation, I believe that's on Paquette. No, actually a push. His first personal.
You know what I like about that call? The underneath official was looking exactly where he should have been looking, not gazing at the ball.
Again, the press on for Stoughton. And even if you don't force a turnover, look at how much time it takes to get it over half court. Now you're working with a 20-second shot clock in the half court. Just speeds up your offense. Messes with your internal clock. The skip pass. Gonsalves for 3. His second three-pointer of the game. He's heating up here in quarter number 2. He's got 5 in the quarter, 10 in the game, and North is only down 1.
Well, the zone has weaknesses. That time you had a guy on the block and a guy in the corner. There's only one player over there that got both of them. It doesn't always happen.
Bounce to Montague. Didn't have the handle on the bounce pass from Gonsalves. Looking to run are the Black Knights. Pull up bunny there off the back iron and rattled home there by Taquan Gates-Brown. And that's another new unique scorer for Stoughton. 7 players have scored for the Black Knights. Again, just the 3 for North Attleborough. Gonsalves, heat check, no good. Rebound tipped out to the perimeter. And that's going to be deflected off of George Ladd. Ladd's going to head to the bench. Seavey will come back onto the floor. Good minutes there from the sophomore, the only sophomore on the North Attleborough roster.
One sophomore on each team. Veteran squads.
Listed at 6'4", certainly could be a centerpiece for the Red Rocketeers in the future.
Yep.
Monteiro couldn't connect inside with Gates-Brown. Coming back onto the floor is Eddie Aldama. Have not seen Stoughton's lone sophomore, Brett Pendeza, 5'11" guard. 3-point lead for the Black Knights, under 3.5 minutes in the second quarter. Montague back in after falling pretty hard on an offensive foul about 3 or 4 minutes ago. Pull-up Jay, baseline, in and out, and the offensive board grabbed by Seavey, and the putback converted. He's got 4 points, and much better job on the offensive glass for North Attleborough there.
You know, Stoughton's got to assess what they're doing defensively. They wanted to speed up North, but North's playing well in this speed up. They might want to quiet them back down again.
No pass. I think there was maybe one pass in that half-court trip there by Stoughton. They got the shot away, and Coach Mulcairns wants to call a timeout with 4 minutes and 46 seconds left. North almost threw the ball away there a couple times in that possession. So a smart timeout there by Coach Mulcairns. And his team has been trailing for a majority of this first half. They did have the lead 9-8 for only a moment or two, but trailed to start the game, had the lead for maybe 30 seconds, one trip down the floor, and then have been trailing since that point forwards.
Maybe you're right, though. Maybe North Attleborough needs to speed it up more than just slow it down into the paint, because they seem to be forcing turnovers on Stoughton.
Well, I think that's the value of the three-sport athlete. They're constantly in season. They're always mentally sharp. They might be physically tired from time to time, but mentally sharp. They see the court well, and boy, I wouldn't want to get them playing this fast. They're wide open, outside shots, wide open. They're open inside, too, if they decide to go in there.
10 points for Gonsalves, the leading scorer on the floor for either team. 7 scores for the Black Knights. Rue has 4. Grigalunas Powell has 4. Kevin Dixon has 3. And then Montero, Uguakazi, Gates Brown, and Kachi both have 2 points to their stat sheet. 6 team fouls on North Attleborough, so they're going to have to keep that in mind over the next 4.5 minutes. The next will put Stoughton in the bonus.
Yep. Keep track of the shot clock.
Counting down under 12 on the shot clock. 4.5 minutes left in the quarter. Montague thought about the 3. 3 on the shot clock. North has to go. Pulls up for a long 3, front iron. And the offensive rebound, it was a long one, bounced into the path of Rosenberg. So fresh shot clock for North Attleborough. Nice ball rotation there. Rosenberg, the recipient, and he knocks down the 3 in the corner. Much better possession there in the half court after picking up the offensive board.
Yeah.
Rue, Aldama inside. North Attleborough collapses. The hook shot from Gates Brown, in and out.
I've been impressed with Matt Seavey so far on the boards. He's really worked hard to get good position.
Free throw line jumper there from CV, no good. Gates Brown was on the way down. Actually, he might have had a knee on the ground when he came into possession of that, so no travel. Another trip there, one shot and turnover for Stoughton. A pull-up jumper there from the free throw line for Rue. And their offense has gone cold here in quarter number 2.
Yeah. You know what I noticed, too, on Stoughton? Rue took that shot. All 4 of his teammates were on the perimeter. There's absolutely no chance for an offensive rebound. Stoughton's so athletic. They need to get in there.
They've got the small guard-heavy lineup on the floor right now. Just the lone big man, Gates Brown, inside. Should be advantageous for Ladd and Seavey. Rosenberg, 3. That's another triple for him. He's got back-to-back three-pointers, and North has a 5-point lead all of a sudden. 3-point shooting there from Rosenberg. Found his spot in the corner. Stoughton looking to take the cap off the basket. Aldama's runner, short. There's another rebound for Seavey. Well, you guys mentioned in Seavey's introduction here in the second quarter has kind of swung the battle on the glass back towards North Attleborough.
Yep.
Montague, 2 minutes, 45 seconds left in the first half. Feed inside to Ladd, who had to battle to keep possession and got an awkward shot away with 3 seconds on the shot clock. A chance for Stoughton to run. And pulling that out and resetting the half-court offense there was Dixon. Grigalunas Powell. Kachi. Much better movement on this end of the floor now for Stoughton.
Yeah.
Ladd crosses over, nearly turned it over. 7 on the shot clock. Kachi, and he's going to end up turning it over as he tried to drive into the paint. And it's Seavey again who picks up the loose ball.
A lot of dribbling. A lot of dribbling. No post presence. They're going in and out, but there's no one making the North Attleborough defenders be aware of post.
Gonsalves tried to drive into the middle of the Stoughton defense, turns it over. Aldama on the run, couldn't handle the feed from Grigalunas Powell. 1:44 left here in quarter number 2.
You see a little frustration now on the part of the Black Knights, too.
Yeah.
Just a simple, the unforced error there.
Yeah, they haven't done anything offensively for about 5 minutes.
They've only scored 2 points in the quarter to this point. Compare that to 13 points for North. And that's going to be a timeout called by Coach Mulcairns. Again, avoids turning the ball over at midcourt. Can't roll those timeouts over to quarter number 3, so you might as well use them if you have them. Certainly give you enough. So 24-19, 10 points for Gonsalves, 6 points for Rosenberg. CV's got 4, Montague has 4 as well, and still 4 for Rue, 4 for Grigalunas Powell for the Black Knights. And you can see Coach Galvin having a conversation with the 5 he's going to send back onto the floor. And I think most of that's going to be focused on the offensive side of things. Again, just the 2 points over the first 6 or 7 minutes of this quarter.
See, I think when the other team's taller than you, you attack them. You get them out of the game. You got to. I call it armpits. Their arms are going to be up. You put your shoulder right where their armpit is. It's going to always be called a foul on them unless you really jam in there. You get those big guys in foul trouble. Right now, Stoughton's playing a perimeter game and North's handling it. There's nothing going on inside unless it's a last-ditch effort and North collapses and it goes nowhere. You figure the 6 of the last few points by Stoughton have been almost unbelievable shots.
I got to give credit to the North Attleborough defense, too. They've done
absolutely.
They've done a nice job.
I think they're as advertised. They're a solid basketball team. But to beat them, you gotta be smart.
It's already a much better performance here in game number 2 compared to the opening loss at Taunton.
Yep.
Nearly turned over off the hand of Grigalunas Powell. 7 on the shot clock for North. Down to 3. Porter launches the shot too strong. It didn't hit the rim, and the rebound grabbed by Montero. 1:07 left on the shot clock. In the half. And there's a shot in the offensive rebound grab by Gonsalves. That's only team foul number 5 on Stoughton, so they don't have to worry about sending North to the line. That's going to be whistle foul number 2 on Kevin Dixon. Late press for Stoughton. Falcone knocked away from behind by Grigalunas Powell, and that's going to be off the thigh of Gonsalves and out of play. 47 seconds left here in the second quarter. Kachi will inbound. Right at the end of the North Attleborough bench. He skips it across to Dixon. 2-3 zone on here for North. Peterson, the anchor right in the middle. Good length on the wing with Gonsalves and Ladd down there too. Kachi almost lost his dribble. Montero on the elbow. Step back. Bounces it into Dixon. And it rolls out to Montero. His effort was too strong. Disjointed possession there for Stoughton. Nearly got a bucket there for Montero.
There's certain fundamental ways to beat a zone defense, and they're not employing any of them at this point. That might be because of the lack of practices.
Gonsalves, the 3 from the corner, never really got his shoulders square to the basket before pulling the trigger. Follow-up effort there for Porter. His first bucket of the game comes right at the end of the half and gives North Attleborough their largest lead of the night. So a second quarter dominated by Big Red. They'll head into the halftime break up 26-19 in this Hockomock League matchup against the Stoughton Black Knights. We'll have the third quarter in just a moment here on North TV. Nearly 150 years ago, William H. Riley and his son Elmer started providing coal, straw, and other heating supplies to the people of North Attleborough. W.H. Riley and Son is still owned by the same family, but now delivers oil and propane as well as services to your heating system and air conditioner. Today, like then, you can rely on W.H. Riley for all your heating and cooling needs.
Off the Ground Drone Services is proud to support quality local programming on North TV. Providing high-quality HD aerial photography and drone solutions in southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island, Off the Ground will give your next photography or videography project a unique perspective. Whether it's advertising and promotion, insurance assessments, commercial and residential real estate, or construction site inspections, Off the Ground Drone Services with high-quality HD aerial photography gives you the edge. Asian's Garage, 321 North Washington Street, is proud to support quality local programming on North TV. Since 1919, Asian's trained technicians have been servicing cars, vans, light trucks, and 4x4s. Asian's is an enhanced emission safety inspection station for cars and motorcycles, and their fleet of tow trucks is ready to assist you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
If you keep tanning, indoors or out, the effects of harmful rays will show up on your skin. Wrinkles, age spots, and an increased risk of melanoma, the second most common cancer in women 15 to 29. Stop tanning. Time may not be on your side. Learn how to protect your skin at spotskincancer.org. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
About to start the third quarter here at North Attleborough High School. 26-19 lead for the Red Rocketeers on the back of a dominant second quarter where Stoughton only scored 2 points throughout the 8 minutes, allowed North to not only take the lead but take the 7-point lead heading into the halftime break. North will start with possession, chance for them to accrue their largest lead of the night.
Stoughton still in the zone.
They go inside to Peterson. Rosenberg, who's knocked down 2 threes so far in the game. And the skip pass from Gonsalves intercepted by Rue. So a turnover to start the second half for North Attleborough. Dixon, as Stoughton looking for a bucket, and nearly turned over. Monteiro keeps possession on his backside, 10 on the shot clock. Another disjointed possession for the Black Knights. Grigalunas Powell breaks the scoring drought. He's up to 6 points on the night, and finally the Black Knights find the bottom of the cylinder. And even with the scoring drought through the second quarter, it's just a 5-point ball game. Gratefully fell into the path of Freiberg there on the baseline, and he draws the whistle underneath on Monteiro.
You won't see Freiberg shy away from the contact.
No, he's a big, solid kid.
Yep.
First personal on Monteiro. Freiberg looking for his first points of the night, and the free throw line is kind to him.
He also has a nice little touch underneath, too.
He does.
An unusual combination. And I didn't jinx him either.
No.
Lead back up to 7. Rue taking Rosenberg off the bounce. The whistle on the floor before the pass there. That's going to be against Rosenberg. Got a piece of Rue on the way by. Paquette will inbound second personal on Rosenberg. Grigalunas Powell on the drive, tried to feed it inside to Monteiro. Ping pongs off a couple different bodies there. Last touch by a Red Rocketeer. 24 on the shot clock for Stoughton. Rue down in the corner, back up top to Dixon. Still time to work with on the shot clock for Rue and the rest of the offense. He goes baseline again. Grigalunas Powell, the runner. The shot was affected there by the presence of Freiberg inside. Long offensive rebound tapped into the arms of a Black Knight.
Yeah.
Paquette looking for his first bucket of the game. No good. And there's a rebound for Freiberg.
Yeah. You notice North came out of a man-to-man defense, which is a subtle change from the first half.
Rosenberg could have stepped into a three there, passed it back to Montague. Quiet offensive night for Montague. Will the second half be different? There's a whistle. We'll send him to the line. He's got 4 points so far in this one. Chance to bump that number up to 6. And that's a whistle on Rue from behind the play. That's his first personal. Free throw no good there for Montague. And the second rattled home there for Montague. He's up to 5 points. His first points since all the way back in quarter number 1. Largest lead of the night for North Attleborough. It's crept up to 8. And that's going to be an offensive there on Dixon. Got that left forearm up on the chest there of Montague.
Excellent call. Excellent call.
Yeah.
Certainly sold there by Montague.
Got to protect the defender. He's got every right to be where he was. The main thing is the official is in position to see it. If he gets on the wrong angle, it's a tougher call.
So North looking to extend their lead up to double digits for the first time in the contest. Montague. Gonzalez for 3. Too strong. Montague battled for the rebound, but only knocked it into the path of Grigalunas Powell. Rue to the baseline, bounces it. And the effort inside there blocked. That was Uguakazi. And eventually rattled home by Grigalunas Powell.
Yeah. Nice body control to just snag the ball and put it right back in. One motion.
His 8th point of the night. Rotated to Rosenberg. He can hit from that spot. Bounces inside to Peterson. He's doubled immediately on the post entry. Grigalunas Powell takes it to the rim himself. He's into double digits. He has 10.
Yep.
Now tied with Gonzalez as a leading scorer on the floor.
As momentum is about to change again.
The North lead was 8 points a moment ago, down to 4. Back-to-back buckets for the Black Knights. Rosenberg penetrates, ran himself into a cul-de-sac, kicks it to Gonzalez. 0 for 2 there from 3 so far to start quarter number 3. Did hit 2 3-pointers in the first half. Rue inside. Kachi under pressure there from Freiberg. Just his size alone made Kachi change the angle he took that shot from.
Yeah. You get in that position, find a teammate.
Peterson, baseline, and Montague wasn't back in bounds. George Ladd and Matthew Seavey come on for North Attleborough. As you can see, Montague just drifted out of bounds there and didn't get his feet reestablished before getting possession there. So 3 minutes and 40 seconds and counting, 4-point lead. First minutes of the game for Ahmad Jihad for the Black Knights as he's now moving elbow to elbow. Bounces inside. That shot affected by Seavey.
CV does a lot of little things that help out a team.
Yeah, sure does.
Gonzalez, Ladd, corner 3. He's open. No good. There's an offensive board for Seavey. Showing the strength there to keep possession as well. Montague sliced to the hoop. No good. And good work there from Ladd to kick that out to Freiberg. That's a loose pass from Montague. Just slows the momentum of the possession down. Quick hands there by the Black Knights. They've got their hands on 2 passes in a row. Gonzalez to the tin, no good. Outlet to Grigalunas Powell. Didn't want to go up over Freiberg. Dishes it off to Rue, who's up to 6 points, and the lead down to 2.
And if you're North Attleborough, do not let Stoughton run. That's their game.
Still in the 3-2 zone are the Black Knights. It served them well
they're playing it more quicker too. They're getting out on those passes.
And they're doubling down as soon as the ball's entered into the post. That's deflected out of play by Rue.
See, deflections are good. You got 7 seconds left. You got to inbound. Make them inbound away from the hoop, so they have to turn around. That's another second.
That's a stat that you see a lot of head coaches ask one of their assistants to keep tabs on during a game, deflections.
Yeah. Well, it's a very important part of a defense. Make them take it out of bounds.
Montague no good from 3. Seavey fading away with nothing left on the shot clock there. So a shot clock violation for North.
I thought that shot hit the rim, the first shot. That didn't hit the rim? Okay, nope, guess not.
Conference there between the two officials.
And I think that's good. Let's see if this hit a rim. Nope. Good call, guys.
Because that one definitely did not hit the rim.
Under 2 minutes left in the quarter. 2-point lead for North. Grigalunas Powell, who's had a good third quarter for Stoughton. Jahed pull up 3. That comes up short. Offensive board for Stoughton, but the pass across the paint intercepted by Ladd.
Still in time for North Attleborough to turn this quarter around, because we talked about Stoughton only scoring 2 in the second quarter. Well, North Attleborough's only scored 3 in the third. So.
Yep.
Milosh for 3 on the far side. His first shot attempt of the game is too strong. Montague with 10 on the shot clock. Rosenberg. He knocks down the 3, his third of the game, and North finally finds their range from beyond the arc in the third quarter. And a 5-point lead now for Big Red.
The key was that pass. He put it right in his shooting hand.
Jahed looking to respond on the other end. Comes up short. Offensive rebound falls back to Jahed and eventually turned over as he drove into the paint out of control. Handed off to Montague as Rosenberg will swing to the elbow extended.
Still in there. Odd front zone.
Bounced inside to Seavey, double teamed on the baseline, had to throw it into traffic. And every time they throw it down into the post, they're making those bigs' life difficult in possession. Kachi, the runner, too strong. Poked away underneath by Kachi. Paquette to the rim off the square.
It's a big hoop for Stoughton.
10 seconds left in the quarter. Montague and the rest of North Attleborough looking to hold for the last shot. 4, 3, they need to get going. Montague to the rim, no good. The tip from Ladd doesn't go either. I think it would have counted. So a better third quarter for Stoughton, and North Attleborough's lead is down to 3 as we head to the final 8 minutes here inside the North Attleborough Gymnasium. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with the fourth in just a moment on North TV.
Nearly 150 years ago, William H. Riley and his son Elmer started providing coal, straw, and other heating supplies to the people of North Attleborough. W.H. Riley and Son is still owned by the same family, but now delivers oil and propane as well as services to your heating system and air conditioner. Today, like then, you can rely on W.H. Riley for all your heating and cooling needs.
Off the Ground Drone Services is proud to support quality local programming on North TV. Providing high-quality HD aerial photography and drone solutions in southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island, Off the Ground will give your next photography or videography project a unique perspective. Whether it's advertising and promotion, insurance assessments, commercial and residential real estate, or construction site inspections, Off the Ground Drone Services with high-quality HD aerial photography gives you the edge.
The United States Air Force has a proud history of leading our nation in embracing diversity. We've been reaching new heights for years by understanding it's our individual experiences which make us strong. You can share in this success by seeking opportunities to learn and grow as a member of a diverse team. We are the world's greatest Air Force, not because of what we do.
Fourth quarter underway here at North Attleborough High School. Ball turned over by Stoughton. Last 8 minutes, North with the 3-point lead. Leading scorer is still Gonzalez with 10. Rosenberg has 9. Miles Grigalunas Powell has 10 of his own for the Black Knights. Porter Three on the way. Too strong. Board for Milosh. Triple teamed inside. Kicks it out to Rosenberg. Fresh shot clock, and North will reset up the half-court offense. Feed inside off the foot of Dixon. It's going to be a kick. So fresh 30 for Big Red. They've got the 3-point lead. Porter will inbound underneath his own basket. Three from Rosenberg, his fourth three-pointer of the game. He's got 12. All of his points have come from beyond the arc, and his three-point shooting has been the spark North has needed.
Exactly, and as this fourth period continues, you've got to make note of that if you're Stoughton.
6-point lead now for North. It's worth noting Stoughton used all the time allotted at halftime. They didn't come out of the locker room until seconds before the start of the second half. So a lot of conversation from Coach Gallivan, and it paid off in the third quarter. They cut into the North lead, but the shooting from Rosenberg has edged North back up to a 6-point lead.
Yep.
Certainly their defense has improved this half.
Porter with 8 on the shot clock. Milosh lost the handle, and it will be going the other way.
One of those situations, you know the shot clock's working down and you try to work just a little too fast.
I've seen that a couple times in this game. Some pass receivers looking to make a move before they fully gain possession, and they turn it over that way.
Poise is a difficult thing to teach.
Paquette. Rue goes inside to Grigalunas Powell. 3-point shooting for Stoughton has not been great tonight. They've only made 2 from beyond the arc. North has made 6.
Thing is, though, they've taken good threes. They're wide open, they're square. They just haven't dropped.
Ladd inside with some contact. Too strong off the glass, and the long rebound eventually tracked down by Rue. Grigalunas Powell trying his luck. That one too strong.
Yeah.
Porter, the bounce feed, too strong for Ladd. Maybe half a step in front of the big man.
Well, you're giving a bounce pass to a big guy.
Yeah.
It's going to come into the knees. He's not going to get it. You kind of have to lob that one in. Let him get it up where he's comfortable.
So turned over by North, still looking for the first points of this quarter. Actually Rosenberg knocked down a 3, so Stoughton looking for their first points of the quarter. Powell, the pull-up jumper. He's got 12. That was a sweet little move there. The lost start of the mid-range jumper.
Yeah.
You know, the way that all sports are going, statistical analysis is one of the least valuable shots on the floor, statistically speaking. Freiberg, no good on the baseline. Ladd with the putback and one. First bucket of the game for the sophomore is a big one.
But there we are. He went in straight, took the hit. Now he's got a chance for 3, and somebody on Stoughton's got a foul, and they're at 4.
And one of the big things about that play is it got the fans right into it. That was a rousing type of play. Takes guts to go in there, though, and get your teeth rattled a little bit, too.
Sure does.
That was the second personal on Montero. 4th team foul on Stoughton. With 5 minutes and 8 seconds left in the fourth quarter, it's going to take a little bit of doing for both of these teams to get into the bonus, as Ladd is good from the free throw line. The lead here has crept back up to 7 for North Attleborough.
What's that tell you, though? North's got 1 foul. What's that tell you about the Stoughton offense?
Grigalunas Powell, I think, might have heard you there and decided to attack the rim and goes in with the lefty layup. He's got 14. The lead is 5, and this is a chance for us to give credit to one of our underwriting presenting sponsors. Nearly 150 years ago, William H. Riley and his son Elmer started providing coal, straw, and other heating supplies to the people of North Attleborough. W.H. Riley and Son is still owned by the same family, but now delivers oil and propane and services your heating system as well as your air conditioner. Today, like then, you can rely on W.H. Riley for all your heating and cooling needs. So North's lead down to 5 after the Grigalunas Powell layup. He has 14. The major threat on the offensive end for the Black Knights. the question for them is, where's the secondary scoring going to come from down the stretch?
That's an interesting point because you got a couple that have showed a willingness to shoot, but then they're just not on tonight.
Yeah, Rue has 6, and Dixon has 3 from one of the 2 3-pointers made by the Black Knights. Other than that, Uguakazi has 2, Monteiro has 2, Gates Brown has 2, Kachi with 2, and Paquette with 2. Rosenberg, the leading scorer for the North Attleboro Red Rocketeers, has 12. Gonsalves with 10. All 10 of those came in the first half. Overall leading scorer is the 16 from Grigalunas Powell. Excuse me, the 14 from Grigalunas Powell.
And he's been the one player who's sort of stepped up in the for the Black Knights pretty much all night long.
You're right.
Just a junior, and I don't remember him coming off the floor outside of timeouts in the break between the quarters. He's played a lot of minutes for the Black Knights. He's been one of the more reliable players. See how his legs hold up down the stretch. Montague into the paint, got Grigalunas Powell off of his feet and converts right on the doorstep.
That was a nice drive.
Yeah, Montague up to 7, and that lead back up to 7 for North.
And we mentioned at the beginning of the game how the North big men had the opportunity to dominate, but it's really been the guards that have stepped up for the Red Rocketeers.
Rue for 3. Only the 3rd 3-pointer of the game converted by the Black Knights. Lead down to 4.
Did you see how wide open it was? North went back to a 2-3 zone. They got it shifted around. He was standing by himself out in the corner.
Unforced error there by Montague.
Yeah, the carry as he crossed midcourt. Stoughton has a chance to cut this down to either 1 or 2. Certainly could get it down to a single possession game. Dixon picked up his dribble. Paquette for 3. That one no good. Offensive board grabbed by Dixon there. Was just hustling away from the ball. Nobody got a body on him. Uguakazi draws the whistle inside.
Yeah.
That whistle is going to be on Nate Gonsalves, his first personal. Just caught reaching in. Actually his second personal. Oh, that's another quick whistle against North Attleborough. That's on Ladd.
Well, they should be aware this official is on the ball, and he's been a good off-the-ball official. He's watching everything, as he should.
3rd team foul on North Attleborough in the second half. That's going to be knocked out of play out of the hands of Rue. Going over to inbound will be Paquette. Paquette off the bounce to the rim. No good, and the rebound knocked away by Ladd down to Rosenberg. Stop there crucial for North Attleborough after the turnover felt like a couple minutes ago from Montague. Gonsalves, who's yet to score in the second half. North doing a good job using the game clock, using the shot clock. Ladd, the runner through the paint. No good on the rebound out of the hands of Uguakazi. Freiberg misses on the first attempt and then draws the whistle.
Great play. Great play. He doesn't care if you hit him.
And there's Ladd's runner, and we'll get a look. Uguakazi had a couple opportunities to grab that rebound and then compounds his error there with the foul on Freiberg.
Might not have even noticed it, but Ladd made a heck of a play just to free that ball up and to get into Freiberg's hands. Just those little things, the little deflections, poking the ball free without a foul. You know, it's a really nice play, smart play.
See if Freiberg can get things going at the free throw line. It's been a tough night for him at the charity stripe. And that continues as he comes up short.
That's a
the
big
box
rebound.
out, the box out there from Paquette on Ladd. pretty much textbook. Uguakazi, lightning quick move on the low block. The finish wasn't there. Dixon finds himself underneath the basket with possession. Rue for three. Halfway down and out, Uguakazi offensive board, and another grab there for Dixon. Second and third chance for Stoughton, converted by Grigalunas Powell. Knocks down the three, his second three-pointer of the game. He's up to 17 points. And a timeout called by Coach Sean Mulcairns with 2 minutes and 22 seconds left. And the hustle on the offensive glass for the Black Knights has got this lead down to 1.
Yep, simple failure not to get a defensive rebound there by North Attleborough. You're a bigger team. Bigger end position should make it an easy game for them.
Time to play big.
Yeah, and then you leave Grigalunas Powell open, and
he came to play, didn't he?
Yeah, he's an interesting player.
He's emotional, very emotional.
Inside, outside, a little bit of everything.
Decent size at 6 foot at the guard position. Up to 17 points on the night. He's been the main man on the offensive end of the floor. See the tension in the North Attleborough crowd. As whatever Coach Gallivan talked about over that halftime speech has certainly paid off here in half number 2. And right now, Coach Mulcairns is trying to coach his team over the next 2.5 minutes, hold on to this second half lead. Again, North 0-1 on the season. Stoughton is 1-1 coming into this contest. That's a guy North would certainly like to get going right there in the middle of your screen. Gonsalves has not scored at all in the second half.
Yep. He looked a little more comfortable in the first half.
North possession, the lead has evaporated down to 1.
Interesting lineup out there for North right now. The 2 tall and agile post players and 3 perimeter players.
10 on the shot clock for North to work with. Rosenberg goes inside to Peterson, looking to make a move on Ogwakuzi. The 3 too strong for Rosenberg. Stoughton looking to take the lead through Grigalunas Powell. Hands it off to Paquette. Under 2 minutes left in the game. Grigalunas Powell to the rim, no good. Another offensive board there for Rue, but traveled once he hit the floor. Thought for a moment there's going to be a whistle on North. And yeah, just losing his footing there, stumbling, took too many steps.
You know, North has the lead, but Stoughton's the aggressor.
Yeah.
They're really coming at you with everything they got.
Peterson comes to the sideline. Seavey onto the floor for the Red Rocketeers. Montague, pull-up jumper over a defender, no good. Ladd was there for the offensive board, couldn't corral it. Rue, no-look feed to Paquette. Certainly has an eye for the flamboyant. Uguakazi shot no good. Rue passes up the 3. Dixon takes the 3, and all of a sudden the shooting from beyond the arc in the fourth quarter is there for Stoughton, and they retake the lead for the first time in a long time, going all the way back to the second quarter. Under a minute left in regulation. And North's offense has gone missing. Montague attacks the rim, draws the whistle. He will go to the line. That's going to be on Uguakazi.
Interesting foul. Looked like he was going to go down on the ground. Look at the angle he's coming in. He's going down if you don't hit him.
Yeah, it comes down with that right arm.
Good play.
The aggression from Montague, but cannot convert from the free throw line. And that's certainly an area that Coach Mulcairns can circle on the final game stat sheet. Point to that as something they need to work on as the year progresses. Second is good for Montague. 1 point lead for Stoughton, 48 seconds left. Rue actually let a couple seconds stay on the clock there by not immediately gaining possession in the backcourt.
It's like North's back in their zone.
Uguakazi inside. That's off the fingertips of Grigalunas Powell. Not a great possession there for Stoughton with a 1-point lead. Certainly could have used more of the game clock, taking the shot clock down under 10.
Will they get it back again?
It's a good question with 34 and change left on the clock. 1-point game. North can certainly take this down under 5 seconds. Montague almost turned it over, and Coach Mulcairns is going to call a timeout.
Well, you got it in the backcourt with 19 seconds left.
So 22.8 seconds left. North only has 19 seconds on the shot clock, though, so they're going to have to work with urgency when they inbound.
They played best when they moved the ball around the perimeter, then inside, outside. I'm hoping that's what I'm thinking. That's what Sean Mulcairns is telling his team right now. We move it best when we get rid of the dribble and go more with the pass.
And now we'll see the importance of baseline and sideline out-of-bounds plays.
Well, again, if I'm Stoughton, I want them passing backwards.
Yep.
Nothing forward. Go backwards, take another couple of ticks off the clock, even though 19's a long time. But I want to take it. Then try to get a deflection, get it out of bounds. You don't have to steal the ball. Just keep knocking it out of bounds.
I like to kind of equate these plays to the equivalent of special teams in football. Might not seem like much, but they make a big difference if you consistently win in these situations.
Yep. And as the clock ticks down, these are young men. They could lose their poise. I'm sure that's what Stoughton's looking for them to do.
Yeah.
Now, Stoughton has been pressuring the inbounder. They look to be walking to an area of the floor where they're going to sit back, and now Rue's going to walk over and actually pick up a defender, so they're not going to put someone in the face of the inbounder, Ladd. Makes his life a little easier, and they took your advice, Del. They forced Montague all the way back to almost the three-point line. And
so you want
16 on the game clock. Montague, Ladd, that's a three, and he knocks it down. 44-42, biggest bucket of the game there for the sophomore. And the follow-up three goes down for Rue, 45-44. And Rue hit two huge three-pointers.
Wasn't the clock supposed to stop after the made?
No.
No.
No, that's college, not high school.
Okay.
So a stunner, a stunning finish.
Officials are having a discussion on something.
Let's see if maybe it's an issue of was he on the line? Not even close. That is a three-pointer, and that should be the win there for Stoughton.
I really don't know what they're discussing.
No.
He was a full foot behind the three-point line, so that can't be it.
Official just appeared to say it was good.
What a finish. So Ladd comes down on one end of the floor. His team down one. He knocks down the three. North is up 44-42 at this point. Rue comes right back down the floor, takes it himself, pull up three.
Oh, that was a three all the way.
2.5 seconds left. Maybe that's the discussion that you mentioned, Del, that Coach Mulcairns get a timeout.
To get a timeout, and the Stoughton defender was holding the basketball. So I think they're going to put a few seconds on the clock here. That's exactly what they're going to do.
So Stoughton is in the press. They've got Uguakazi back as the free safety. Seavey will inbound.
See, in a college game, they could use our video to verify. I'm not so sure they can do that in a high school game.
You cannot in a high school game, no.
1.8 seconds put on the clock.
Now,
We saw an overtime game in the junior varsity game as well here that Stoughton was able to win. So the games between these two teams have been extremely close.
Now, if you're Stoughton, you've got to make them catch the ball with their back to the basket they're shooting at. If you're North, you want to get something going that way so you got a little momentum behind the shot, because unless there's something kind of like the Patriots-Miami game, you're not going to get a real decent shot off.
That parallel came through my mind, too, because the chances of making it aren't great, but I certainly thought the game was over with 7 seconds left and
Yeah.
last Sunday. And then started screaming at my television.
Yep.
So what sort of play does Coach Mulcairns have drawn up? Now, if this was the college game on the women's side, this would be advanced to midcourt, making it a lot easier
Yeah.
on the inbounding team. North has to go the
Hate that
full
rule.
length of the floor.
Yeah, you know what bothers me a lot? A lot of the rule changes are geared to help the offense. The defense played a spectacular game. They should get that win, and you're trying every which way to change rules to give the offense one more try. Work harder at practice.
More than enough time for North to catch and shoot.
Yep.
Don't have to worry about that. Not a whole lot of time for more than maybe 1 or 2 dribbles.
Well,
I'm sure they're looking for 1 or 2 quick passes and then a quick shot.
Will George Ladd play the role of Christian Leitner?
why not?
We'll see if North puts if Stoughton puts a body on Rosenberg. He's going to have a chance to heave this down the other end of the court with no pressure.
You can't let him throw it deep. They've got to get it in the backcourt.
Ladd's going to come running down the floor. Inbounded to Ladd. Under 1. Pulls up from half court. Too strong, and Stoughton holds on in a thriller. Back-to-back threes on either end of the floor. But Stoughton ends up with the 45-44 victory. North drops to 0-2. Stoughton now 2-1 for everyone here at North TV. I'm Jared Ware. Thanks for tuning in, and have a great night.